All right, so I wanted to do another quick little video here, kind of going back to the trial stuff. So I'm gonna try and do these. I'll probably need to get on a better sleep schedule for it, but I'm gonna try and do these weekly if possible, and basically just give you guys some tips on where to do these, the best way to do these, whatever. Not that it's like a huge sweaty thing. Again, you're competing with 100 people in your ranks. As long as you're in the top 30 and you care about being promoted and moving on, you don't really need to worry too much about it. But yeah, I figured I'd just try and make this a little bit easier for people that might not have as much knowledge. And yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off where I suggest doing each of these. And then at the end, I'm going to suggest something that may be the best to do all of them, but it's gonna depend on something, and we'll kind of discuss that towards the end. So starting with damaging wasps, super easy. They're everywhere. They're obviously one of the 4 thruster type robots, flying robots. The other one's the Hornet with the armored front bits. So you're looking for the easier to shoot ones. Now you can just do what you normally do and shoot off thrusters and let them crash and die, or you can try and I've been using a Stitcher, just trying to shoot them a whole bunch, not really trying to kill them. The example I was using is Escape from Tarkov. You can headshot somebody and kill them and it's 35 damage, but if you're trying to do a whole bunch of damage to them, you want to shoot them in the arms and the legs and the chest, and you don't want to one tap them essentially, right? So same kind of deal here. You can shoot off a thruster, shoot it a little bit in the front, shoot another thruster a little bit so it's damage, shoot a back thruster, whatever. Try and get as much damage as you can. Obviously, you're going to be a lot noisier. You might draw attention to yourself, but that's going to be up to you. You can also just run around one tapping these things with, or sometimes 2 tapping with a Pharaoh or something like that. You can do it fairly low risk. And just run around and shoot them. Obviously, I should say this for all of them. You kind of want to do these at night or during some of the major conditions. So your electromagnetic storms, your night raids, that kind of thing, because you're going to get 2 times points. So I did this on nighttime Berry City. Not my favorite map to do this, just because all the tall buildings and stuff like that. So not going to go too much into detail there. You're just shooting wasps. Just try and shoot as many as you can. But yeah, you can always pick a map like Dam, which is a little more friendly. Just be careful. Nighttime, you're probably not going to get as many friendly people, right? Where you're trying to do these 2 times things. But we're going to come to something at the end here. Next one is to download the data during Hidden Bunker. Anybody that's been doing the Hidden Bunker thing, you know that you open up the bunker, you go down there. There's 8 terminals, and you download those. Get the data from it, and that's that. So you're going to get 500 XP for each one, which is nice. So if you do all 8, you're getting 4,000 XP just from doing that. But you are going to have to wait for this event to come up at Spaceport. It's only at Spaceport. This should be fairly easy to do. I'm not going to go into the whole how to unlock it. There are videos out there for that, but basically you should be okay here. Most people have been friendly with this and probably will continue to be friendly until we solve the mystery. If there even is one, there probably is, but people are likely going to be friendly. So just go down there, run solos. Solos is probably your best bet for that friendliness. Everybody's trying to work together to figure it out. So I've had whole servers just friendly down there. So that's your best bet there. Now, deliver carriables. I think this one is going to be the hardest to do, mainly because you're doing it at night and you're trying to finding those crates. That's going to be the hardest bit during the night. That said, this is the first time I've really decided to try and look at this site. I've never really needed to before, but there is this metaforge.app, Arc Raiders interactive map. Just search it on Google. I'll post a link down below as well. But you can see here, I got the Bastion stuff up there for later as well. But basically what I'm thinking is you want to pick a map. Now, these are all community added, right? These are community added tags, so they might not all be there. They're not always necessarily going to spawn there. I don't know if it's 100% guarantee that like all 4 of these would spawn, you know? It could be 1 or 2 spawn. I do know that if you deliver a crate, somebody else can deliver one after you as well. So there should be the option of delivering multiple into one singular field depot, right? So my suggestion is figure out a map. Obviously go there again during one of the major conditions, nighttime, electromagnetic, whatever. And pick a map that has a field depot with a healthy amount of spawns nearby. So this one is said to have 4 spawns that are nearby. So what you can do is you go to this location and you just run here. If it's there, you deliver it. Okay, we're done that one. We run to the next one. Is it here? No. Okay, move to the next one. Oh, it is here. Grab it, deliver it. Just keep doing that, rinse and repeat. And then you can move on to another area with this one's a little more spread out, a little risky because it's a lot more open, but there's sort of 4 in the same area. You could just do these 2 and deliver it and move on. I don't really like the one over here. These are all pretty spread out, pretty open. A lot of times there's a Rocketeer flying around that'll mess you up, so I probably wouldn't do that one. This one up here at the electro power generation area, that looks pretty good too to do. So you can kind of do that. You can go through the different maps. If you don't really like Dam or whatever, you can always go to a different map and do that, right? So here at Spaceport, you have a few down here. Looks like there's a depot there and then 4 crates mostly in a bigger area. You got a couple over here. This one doesn't really have any close. Again, that could just be because people haven't tagged them. You got a bunch over here as well. Some are a little further away. Again, rinse and repeat, figure that stuff out. Choose what map you want. Like, I personally hate Buried City, so I probably wouldn't do any of this stuff here unless I absolutely have to. But if you like Buried City, you have that as an option. So moving back here, I think that'll be the best bet for the Carriables. So you can try that out, see how that goes. Fireballs, pretty easy. They're mostly indoors, underground, that kind of thing. So you can do those on whatever map. Now, one thing that I have seen that could potentially work, we'll go back to that map real quick. Well, I guess I could have just shown you in the in-game map here too. Where are we? Dam. Just Dam, for example. Anybody that knows the generator hall kind of power complex thing here, the underground, there's like a room, a bigger room and a hallway and a little side room. Usually there's either pops or fireballs that spawn in there, and then there can be down in the generator hall as well. What I have seen, I can't promise this is going to work, but I have seen people run over here, kill a bunch of stuff here, and then eventually kind of hang out in this area a little bit and then go back and they'll respawn. Now, when I did see people doing this, it was in squads. So I don't know if it's a timer or a proximity thing. Obviously in squads, there's going to be larger spread out groups, right? Whereas solos, you might have 4 or 5 people just in this area that could be stifling those spawns a bit. So I won't promise that's going to work. But yeah, typically you want to go underground, that kind of thing. I know down here under the research and admin, there's a whole bunch of pops and fireballs that can spawn there, all through this hallway, underground and water treatment. We're not going to get too crazy. Testing annex, essentially anywhere indoors, even research and admin upstairs on the first floor, even on the second floor, there's fireballs or pops. So it can be a little bit of everything. Over in Dome, you can find them all over the place, right? So I can't really tell you go here, it's the best spot. There's a decent amount of best spots, and again, we're going to come to something at the end where I think we can just do all of these fairly easily. But yeah, moving on to the next one here. I just want you guys to have other options, right? And then lastly, Bastions. Again, we have that map with all the Bastion spawns here. So go back to Dam real quick. I think Dam might be the best spot for it. So you got a Bastion up top here, kind of roaming this courtyard over by power. You got one down in Hydro. Now, keep in mind, some of these only spawn at night. I'm pretty sure, I don't want to say 100% for sure, but this Bastion here, I feel like I've only ever seen it spawn at night. So again, you're trying to do these at night anyway, so just because you're getting double points. So keep that in mind. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of Bastion spawns here. This one, I don't know if I've seen this one too often. This one that's tagged down here. It's mostly leapers I see over here, but I have seen this bastion over here, bastion up here, this bastion here. So you're gonna have to roam around a little bit and figure it out with that. But this site will be good for helping you with that. So now I want to get into what I think could be potentially the best place to do this for a number of reasons. So this right here, the hidden bunker, is considered a major condition. So you're going to get two times points on the hidden bunker, right? It's also a 40-minute thing, right? So you're going to have a lot more time. Now, well, let's go back to that map again one more time. Just because there's a bunch of stuff to talk about with this. So again, I was saying you could potentially do all of these things on that map. Now, actually, one thing I want to talk about first, I'm not 100% sure just because of the wording here. So this is when they added the hidden bunker event. It said weekend weather report, topside, blah, 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 blah. New map conditions over the weekend. Expect to see some new map conditions over the weekend. So one thing I'm not 100% sure on is whether this is only a weekend event or if it was just them adding it for that weekend. Now, I do think it's them adding it on that weekend and now it's permanent, just because damn electromagnetic storm was one of the conditions there. And you can see it's now Monday and we still have that potentially coming up here. So I'm gonna have to wait and see if it does pop up at Spaceport again. But if it does, you can essentially do every single one of those: the Wasps, the Carriables, the deliverables, what else is there? The data, obviously, the Bastions, and then also the Fireballs. So if that is the case, in the bunker over here, for one, the first time I went into the bunker, I think I went in through one of the further away doors. I think it's over here. I went in through there. I had to fight, like, not even a joke, 7 to 10 fireballs immediately. So that could be a really good spot to do your fireballs during hidden bunker. There's also a bastion. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed, a bastion and a bombardier that kind of circle and roam the bunker. So you can kill that bastion there. I know there's other bastions. Yeah, apparently there's a whole bunch of other bastions. Some of them can spawn down in the trench. I know this one spawns quite a bit over by the rocket thrusters here. I think this one can either be a bastion or a bombardier. Either way, you have a whole bunch of options. It's not even showing the one that would be at the bunker during hidden bunker. So yeah, you can roam around, do the bastions, you can do the wasps, you can do the supply crates, you can do the fireballs, and then obviously you do the data here, right? So you can do all of them on this map, and you can just kind of save to do all of these on that map. Again, you get 40 minutes, so you have a ton more time. And then usually in solos, everybody's friendly trying to do the bunker event anyway. So you can run around with a hull cracker and just destroy bastions, or you can go do the field crates. You can pick and choose. You can do a couple in one of your runs and then a couple in the next runs, and just do all of these on hidden bunker and have a pretty good time. And again, I think this could potentially go forward into the future as well. As long as we're continuing to solve the mystery of this bunker and we're not sure what it is. Mostly in solos, everybody is friendly. You get the occasional not so friendly person, but for the most part, the vast majority of people have been very friendly, and you can probably safely run around for 40 minutes just doing this and ignoring the bunker, aside from the downloading the data part, right? Now, maybe be a good helping teammate. If you spawn up near one of the antennas, maybe go hit it and just kind of help out the rest of the people trying to do that while you're doing your other stuff. But yeah, I think this could be a very, very good spot to do all of your trials basically for free, with an extra 10 minutes, meaning you're going to have more chance to push your score up, right? So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I don't think there's too much more there. I think those are kind of going to be your best options. Again, you're going to have to wait for that hidden bunker to come up. So if you don't really want to wait and you just want to get it done, like right now, I don't really have much to do. So these are kind of my goals right now. So I might mess with them just a little bit just to give me some direction, you know. But yeah, if you want, wait for hidden bunker and see if that pops up, and you can essentially do them for free. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.